not the dream intro I had for my show today. I promise you. So it's glitching, it's acting up. I need to put it off and restart the system. You know what? These systems are always on 247. 247. They do not sleep. Even when we have to, go off at night after some news show, we don't go off. You know that, right? We always play music or fillers and stuff like that. So automatically means everything is working 247. And we've been doing this going on 13 years. So big ups to the computer that is glitching this afternoon. We totally understand. Thank you, Abuja, for staying tuned into 95.1 Nigeria Info, your passionate, trustworthy, and conversational radio. 95.1 Nigeria Info. How are you doing, Abuja? Are you enjoying the holiday? We love our holidays in Nigeria. We love holidays. We're productive enough to enjoy our holidays, Abby. No, I'm not begrudging also. I love the holiday, even though I have to be at work today. But there's just something about the holidays that even when you're working, you just know it's holiday season. There's just less tension, less pressure, and it's a bit more laid back, even with the conversation, with not as if we don't discuss, like we're still going to do the big three stories. However, because we know it's a holiday, there's just something a bit more relaxing about the conversations that we have during public holidays. So yeah, I'm excited and I am with you, like you're with me from now, hopefully to the end of the show. And I promise you, if you spend your day with me, well, if you spend at least the 3 hours, 34 hours I'm going to spend here with you, we're going to have a great time together. That's the promise I am making. All right. So welcome to the show. My name is Kimberly. Watch good. Call me Kim, the Oracle, the Digital Oracle, OTF, the Fellow, Ochanyawa Madam Speaker. And I will say yes, 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 yes to them all. All right, people. Last week, the devastating earthquake that happened in Myanmar is one that the world is still just trying to get, to understand the magnitude of damage and devastation that we're seeing in the wake of the earthquake, because it's reported now that the death toll has gone past 2,000. 2,000 human lives just gone from Mother Nature's impact on their country. So Myanmar declared a week of national mourning today for the country's devastating earthquake as the death toll passed 2,000 and hopes faded of finding more survivors in the rubble of the ruined buildings. National flags will fly at half-mast until April 6 in sympathy for the loss of lives and damages. From the Friday's massive 7.7 magnitude quake, the ruling junta said in a statement. To tell you the figure, the hospitals are packed. I mean, we're talking about those who have confirmed dead. We're not talking of those who they haven't found just yet. And there are lot of injured people, more than the dead ones at this point in time. So our heart goes out to them as they grapple this. Even neighboring countries, I heard in Bangkok, Thailand, that is, where they felt the impact of the quake itself, and some deaths were reported, some buildings destroyed, even as far as China. They felt the trauma in parts of China also. It tells you, wow. Well, just mentally picture 7.7. We don't know what that is. We don't experience it in this part of the world. So you probably would never be able to relate. But our heart goes out to them because there's a whole lot that we can relate with beyond the earthquake happening, in our country. So talking about us relating, there's so much happening in Nigeria. And we are going to start off with the top 3 stories. Well, that made it cut. I'm sure there are lots of other stories, but we'll pick 3 of them and talk about ICU. We're going to start with one that has raised a lot of outcry and reactions from Nigerians, both big and small, as to how callous can we be as a people to just murder people just because they look different, they act different, or very shady and suspicious, like some would say, with the report of the travelers who were killed in Edo State. And you know what the thing is? the whole narrative as to they are hunters, they're coming from Port Harcourt, why did they branch here to hunt, what exactly, why did they make this detour, has got a lot of people talking. And it's really worrisome because, in talking about that, they brought up the Deborah situation that happened in Sokoto and the one that happened in Kaduna and the one that happened in Abuja here, Kubo Axis and all of that. The kind of extrajudicial killing we've seen either as a result of people's looks or people's religion in this part of the world. And you know what troubled me the most? The fact that, I'm seeing young Nigerians having this conversation and talking along this line. I must admit that it took a while to recover from how even young Nigerians behaved during the last election, particularly with Lagos State, where we saw the ethnic profiling and whatnot because of politics. You say, okay, maybe because of politics, but we know that these things are deep in our country. And sadly, we've not just been able to heal, to fix it. And it doesn't feel like we're very deliberate in addressing it because, the politicians ride on the wave of all of this. They enjoy these fault lines that we have on religious and ethnic lines. It works to their advantage, even political line. It works to their advantage. So they allow it. But at the end of the day, who gets killed? Who gets murdered in cold blood? People. Us. Nigerians. Because they're just different. Or you don't believe in this faith. Because, why I'm bringing this, because people are talking about these people who were killed just because, they've been profiled. Although these people are there, maybe they're kidnappers. Or why did they come with guns? Some are saying it's ding guns. You're allowed to carry ding guns. Allowed to carry ding guns? Guns, generally, you need to be license, and if you're moving around, traveling interstate with gun, I want to believe you need to have some kind of permit to do that at this point in time. So a lot is there to unpack from this very unfortunate killing of the 16 Nigerians who have the right to be anywhere in any part of the country that they want, as long as they are law-abiding citizens. The law allows for that level of movement. But then, it's also to investigate properly. The report says they are hunters. Okay, what are they hunting for? And what kind of weapons do they have? Do they have, the authorization to hunt in those areas, in those guns? But why would you even kill them, even if you suspect? Just catch people and pew, you kill them. And, that's the danger with this kind of like jungle justice and killings, because it doesn't even give you time to rationally, logically look at something and, which the law provides. You go to court, you bring your lawyer, you look at all sides, you look at the case and all of that. Then the competent body and authority will now decide, you were there for all kinds of malicious intent. You're sentenced to so amount of time in prison. But no, you kill them and then we're having a conversation. Are they innocent? Even if they weren't, it was not the job of average everyday Nigerians to take the life of anyone. No one is permitted under our laws to do that. So, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on Sunday strongly condemned the killing of 16 hunters in Edo State, vowing that the perpetrators will be brought to justice. The CDS pledged, as the Edo State government said that Governor Monday Okpebholo had reached out to the victims' families, the Hausa community leaders in the state, and the northern governors about the incident. About 14 suspects have been arrested by the police in connection with the tragic incident. A mob killed the hunters in Uromi, Edo State last Thursday while traveling to Kano from Rivers State to celebrate Eid with their family. The incident was said to have happened when the truck conveying them was stopped by a vigilante group, and the men who were found with Dane guns were lynched by the interceptors who mistook them for kidnappers. No fewer than 16 victims were set ablaze while 10 were rescued by the police. Those who died in the incident were buried on Saturday. The incident has been widely condemned by various northern groups, state government and lawmakers. And in a statement on Sunday by the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukuru Gusau, he said the CDS stated that a tragic incident could have been prevented had the appropriate authority been notified to verify the identities of the victims. It was just really sad, It just tells you how dangerous it is also to cross country in your own country. Just because you do not look like you're from that region can be a problem. And we've seen one too many of this, either on ethnic or religious line. We need to fix ourselves in this country. We need to fix up. big time in Nigeria. It's quite a very sad one. So it will be investigated, and I hope justice will be meted. It is highly polarized because people have made comment and Nigerians are angry, like, oh, you didn't make this comment when this one happened. You didn't make this one when this one happened and all of that. And it's rinse and repeat. We just do the same thing. And the outcry will just come from whichever party is affected. At the end of the day, we're not even uniform in our outcry against the atrocity that is going on in this country, which tells you we have a long way to go, my people. A very long way to go. Well, the head of the Hausa community in Edo State, Alhaji Badamersi Saleh, said that his people have been advised not to take laws into their own hands, pointing out that the government is taking steps to bring to book all those connected with the crime, and said his members have been told to remain vigilant as security agencies have arrested some of the perpetrators, adding that they are appealing to their people in the north not to take any action. All right. Well, as this statement sounds, I know some people are like, okay, why will you be appealing now to people in another region of the country not to take law into their hands? But it's the fact. There's a tendency, if it's not properly managed and sides are not appeased, before you know, you get some overzealous people in some corner of the country and deciding, oh, they killed our people there. Pew, they're out on the street and doing havoc. Yes, let's not pretend it can happen. So I'm glad that this community in Edo State, the Hausa community, are handling it really well and trying to manage the situation really well so that we do not have an escalation of this, because it is really provocative that people will be traveling and get killed halfway. It's really sad. All right, so the other issue as to why they were moving with Dane guns, well, I'm sure all of this will be unraveled when they investigate properly, because why? If they are hunters, what the travel permit to move around with your Dane gun? So an AK-47, but a Dane gun can still do some damage. So one needs to even understand if there's a protocol for it. Remember some time back when a man was arrested with some children and they said he was taking them to another part of the country for Islamia. And then when they interrogated him, he said he didn't, honest to God, did not know that it was even a crime to do what he did. So you could actually have people who are moving and not even aware that this can be a threat to their life, moving around with Dane gun. And it's also possible, that, I don't know, the police checkpoints did not advise them, or they did not see them, or to just say, oh, this is dangerous, you can't be moving with your Dane gun, or you don't have a permit to do it. There's just so much to unpack from this story. It is troubling. And it just tells you the stark reality of where we sit in this country. And it's sad that we're discussing this on Salah Day, but some families, instead of celebrating, after the long month of Ramadan, would be mourning because they've lost their beloved. It's really sad. All right, I would leave to your interpretation in a bit, but we have a long way to go in Nigeria. There's just some problem that we just keep doing the same thing over and over. It's one region outcry, then the other region outcry. We're not just fixing anything. We're just, I don't know. I really feel saddened that this continues, but it shows you where we are. All right, let's look at another story, and then I would throw open the phone lines. And this time around, it takes us back to the drama in Rivers State, where there's an allegation of bribing to get someone impeached, which is the former Speaker of the House, who said he was offered 5 billion naira to coordinate the now suspended governor of Rivers State's impeachment. I'm like, wow, Rivers. Always one drama, always one development after another. Edisig here, the chief of staff to Similai Fubara, the chief of staff, I beg your pardon, I said it was the speaker, suspended governor of Rivers State, has alleged that there was an attempt to bribe him with 5 billion naira to mastermind the impeachment of his principal. He has said on TV programs on the politics Ehia, who was the factional speaker of the Rivers Assembly until January 2024, added that he still has evidence of the bribe offered on his phone, and that he can open the phone, he can show them all the evidence that indeed they wanted him to instigate a move to have the governor impeached. He also denied orchestrating the October 30th, 2023 bombing of the Rivers Assembly complex on Fubara's order as alleged by George Mweke, ex-head of service in the state. And during a press conference last Friday, Mweke claimed that a suspended governor directed here to burn down the Rivers Assembly complex. Mweke alleged that he was at the government house when a bag of money was handed over to Edison for that operation, though I do not know the amount inside. And during the program, the chief of staff dismissed the allegation as false and politically motivated. It's very important to clarify that I had no hand, I was not part of the burning of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Like everyone else, I woke up in the early hours of the 30th of October 2023 to hear of the burning down of the Rivers State House of Assembly. I will not join issues completely with Mr. George Mweke because I've already instructed my lawyers to find an issue of criminal libel against him, and I hope he's prepared to substantiate his claims and his allegation. And just had so much. And you know what? When you're reading things like this, and given the fact that there's a state of emergency imposed, they have an administrator now who PDP is alleging that they're trying to undo the structure which is set up by Fubara. You start to really wonder, with all some of the revelations that are still coming out and all of the behind the scene bickering that is still going on, do you think this state of emergency, 6 months longer or shorter, is really going to fix the politics of that state? Do you have the confidence that this is going to be the surefire solution to addressing the political tension in Rivers State? I'm a little curious to find out what you make of it. I put 2 stories down on the table. There's one more to go, but let's open up the phone lines. 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974 869. Hello.
Okurora.
Yes, welcome.
I love your method.
You like my...
Your method.
What's the method there?
It's a secret.
What is the method that you like? Because I feel I'm suspicious of your liking.
No. You please the call before giving the number. That's right.
Oh, okay. All right. I was getting very suspicious of your liking.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Welcome to Natus.
When Antiswa was saying, I said it before, that what is the guarantee of these people from Port Harcourt to Owore, from Owore to Edo and the rest of it, to Anambra to Edo and the rest of them? You understand? The Commissioner of Police in that state, you see these young men with guns. How guaranteed do you guarantee their life? You understand? You don't just allow people to go with guns. So I feel the way the family feel, we totally condemn it. And this vigilante, who train these people? What kind of training did they give to these people? You understand? That is it. I think we should totally condemn it. And that is the failure of government. We have been saying it here. At times they will tell us it's politics. It doesn't politicize insecurity. You understand? Some people cannot control their temper. So I think before recruiting all these the vigilante and the rest of them, know who you are recruiting. Can they control their temper? Can they control their anger? And these people, as hunters are deregistered. How will you tell us that they are hunters? You understand? And I say the life of Nigeria should be guaranteed from the IG to the Commissioner of Police. Look at young men, 16 of them. It's a pity. They are so rest in peace.
They are so rest indeed.
And for River State, allegedly, even in the news, we had it last week that in our own National Assembly, $10 million were shared to them. You understand? To sign the impeachment of Mubarak, the place of in the state. So, they know what they're doing. They know what they are doing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I've heard a lot of people also, bring the perspective of the security personnel they must have met on their journey and saying that perhaps they also failed them, that if they had done maybe as such, but in all honesty, how often do you get to see thorough search take place when you're traveling? Like you come down, you want to see all that you have. Half the time it's just, scan, look through the vehicle, and then wave you along. But people have said, perhaps if they had been stopped and then searched and found the guns, that would have saved their life. But wouldn't you also translate to a certain degree profiling if you saw people and felt, I need to search these people extra than we usually search before? It's a tricky one, but you can always see how the different level of failures that have accounted for the deaths of these people at the end of the day. On the part of the vigilante also, to saying you just see people and then you see guns, and just believe the next best bet is to exterminate them. Was there a real threat to their life? Did they bring out their guns and, threatening to shoot or something of that nature? It's really frightening how, easily this can happen in Nigeria. Hello? Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Kim.
It's Kimberly, actually.
Yeah, Kim, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Peter calling from Abuja.
Welcome, Peter from Abuja.
Yeah, Kim, on River State, the fact means that the problem in River State, it is all politics, and the presidency know who is behind it. And the way it's ending is showing as if the presidency is the architect of that politics.
Careful now. What do you mean by they are the architect of it? What political math have you done to arrive at this?
Listen to me. You have a governor who somebody came out and claimed that he must do his bidding because he put him into power. It is clear in the air. We all had it, even in the news. He's not hiding it. And because of that, he has other people who are kind of loyal to him. They don't want government to work. At the end of the day, the matter went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, in their own wisdom, said that what the law said, that when you defer your party to another party, when there's no crisis, you lose that decision. The Supreme Court ruled the other way around. And the governor agreed to obey the law of the Supreme Court. And we saw him, it's also in the news, going to present budget. They locked him out. The next day, they said, I've gone on vacation. The next day, we are hearing impeachment. They are coming back. You see, right. The truth of the matter is that these guys want to end democracy, and it's good right. it ends in this way. We know that those who claim it end it.
Okay. Thank you very much. The question is, do you think the state of emergency can address the political impasse in River State or not? So some people still believe it's a good intervention. Others are saying, it solves nothing. It's just stalling at this point in time. All right, let's throw in the third story. And just to let you know, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. On Facebook is at Nigeria Info Abuja. On YouTube, at Nigeria Info Abuja. And please don't forget to follow us on X at Nigeria Info ABJ. That's our Twitter handle. And on Instagram, we are at Nigeria Info FM Abuja. All right, but we're live on Facebook and YouTube as I speak. Let's see here. On Facebook, Guazamak says the state of emergency is illegal and as such it does not give the people any true legitimacy. No benefit to the people than to its initiators. Bright Stephen says Governor Amechi once told us that they will attempt to bribe God if only they can see him, even though God can be bribed. So I don't have any doubt as to what he has said. And Prince Jeff Chris says, one thing we must all know is that life in Nigeria is no longer as sacred as it once was. Mutual distrust has reached its peak. No one trusts anyone anymore. Now, sad man. And on YouTube, Fabian Wakocha says it's so unfortunate how 16 people will be killed like this. There is no value for lives again in Nigeria. My condolences to their family. Rose City said Tinubu is destroying our hard-earned democracy for his own interest, and we're watching this undemocratic maneuver. The president should allow us bear the hunger he's introduced alone. Nature's Pharmacy says the jungle justice is uncalled for. However, the security system in Nigeria needs total overhaul. The president needs to declare a state of emergency on security in Nigeria. And I got a number on WhatsApp, says the Oracle Barakah Sallah to our Muslim faithful. May God spare our lives to witness more celebrations on earth. Hajia Toyin Abdul Salam from Madala. I wish you the very same, ma'am. Barakah Sallah to you. In as much as I condemn the killing of some northerners in Edo, but I still ask, what type of animal were they hunting in Port Harcourt is not in Kano or in another part of the vast regions of the North? Fitzgerald from Airport Road. Well, if they want to hunt, they have a right to hunt. If they have the license to hunt anywhere in Nigeria, it mustn't be assigned to where they are from to do their business there, as long as they are authorized to. It's a pity how we have found ourselves in a country where mutual distrust has reached its peak, where no one trusts anyone anymore, not in the north, where bandits abduct fellow human beings and subject them to unspeakable agony. Not in the west, where lives are sacrificed in desperate bid for wealth. Not in the east, where unknown gunmen mercilessly snuff out innocent lives. May God heal the land, says Papa Shinamite from Gida Mangoro. And we really need to ask questions about the whole issue. You cannot be going, an area where not you reside or know their weapons and people will not raise alarm. But while arresting them, they've been handed to the constitutional authority. Going to an area where you're not living with weapons really raise a lot of questions. Rivers drama, you cannot really understand what is going on in that state. Everyone is only trying to tell us their side of the story and making us believe what's wrong. Oludade Abiodun sent that one in. Now, for the third story, which is the concern around the price of petrol. And I feel like some people, you know what, talk about anything else, Kimberly, but don't bring this one up. But, there's anxiety, so I would have to bring it up. And the anxiety is in the downstream arm of the oil and gas sector as operators await the decision of the federal government on the Naira for crude deal between the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. Now, the 6-month deal, which started in October 2024, officially ended on today, the 31st. Today is the 31st of March, yeah. And I remember it more as Salah Day than the last day of the month. Well, it ends today, and the deal's extension or complete hold is still being discussed by the parties involved. Remember, it was a move that was agreed last year, and it was agreed for 6 months, and 6 months is up today. Dangote Refinery already put out a statement and say, okay, this is the deal. Once this Naira for crude deal ends, and we can no longer, pay for some of this crude with Naira, that means we'll no longer be selling at this. People have to buy with social currency and all of that. So the price will go up, definitely. And we've started seeing it with some of the petrol stations around. You're seeing 20 Naira increase, 30 Naira increase in some of them. However, it was gathered yesterday that the committee responsible for the negotiation is yet to resolve on the matter. As this lingers, the effect is now felt in the pump price of refined product, petroleum products, that is. Products have increased from 860 to 930 to over 930 within 1 week. Dealers blame this on the failure of the federal government to extend the Naira for crude deal between NNPC and the Dangote Refinery. Marketers also project further hike in the petrol price. They said the cost may rise up to 1,000 Naira per litre in weeks if nothing is done about the Naira for crude deal that earlier helped in checking the rise in the petrol price. It was the Naira for crude deal that we saw the price stabilize and it started to tank. But now that is off the table and they do not strike perhaps another 6 months deal, it means that we might see a change in the price of petrol. How significant will the change be? You never can tell, honestly. So we'll wait with bated breath and hear the outcome from both parties as to are we going to have another deal of Naira for crude or not. Well, I think Nigeria at this point is looking at, reserve. You need to start paying for some of these things. We need foreign currencies. But then if you have to, it also means that the people who are buying from Dangote will have to buy. It means that the scramble for dollars would intensify again. The pressure eased and we saw some bit of stability. We never can tell how much this would, impact it's going to have at the end of the day. And hopefully we're going to have economists in the studio to help us unpack what the implication might be if this is off the table. But you can share. You're learned enough. I trust you. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
How do you know?
I'm all right. I'm good.
Yeah, you use Williams.
Williams, talk to us.
Yeah, I came to see that you people have keeping Abuja politics is on the rising. Speaking about Dangote federal government, that's the most interesting story I'm more interested about. I think the federal government, which is the NNPC and the last, should know that they have what I call about the 445,000 barrels of crude oil, which is for security for the 100 and 250 thereabout million Nigerians. So what is happening with that 445,000? So that crude was meant for Nigerians. It was meant for the local refineries, which the Warri and Kaduna, as well as Port refinery. So if this refinery is not giving us the full capacity, can we divert over 150,000 to Dangote? I think they should be reasonable enough to see how, Nigeria should be able to have to feel the impact of what is coming out from their soil. So that is what I'm most concerned about. Then you have to link it up and see what they could be able to do in terms of this for security. It's more important to us. Very, very important to Nigeria. Okay. And let me talk about the earthquake. So sad that
30 seconds.
In Myanmar, about 2,000 people have died in that part of the Asia, kind of, and affected entire India and the rest of the world. I think it's so sad. I just so commend what the world leaders have been contributing and lead to the military junta in terms of, the 2,000 people died and counted more. I think they'll be able to have to really see what they'll be able to do about that. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Okay.
Yeah?
You're doing. I'm able to talk later.
Thank you very much, Williams. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
You're crystal clear, sir. They can hear you in Mali.
Okay. Thank you very much. One question before I go on Dangote issue. Is there any constitutional provision for the role of godfatherism in Nigeria, any state or the federal government? Is there any constitutional provision for the role of godfatherism in our administration? Can it be local government, state or federal or whatever? Finished on that one. You see, when Dangote started production, even when he had not started buying crude from Nigeria, one of the first products he had was diesel. And as soon as Dangote diesel hit the market, the price crashed down because diesel was about 1,600 naira per liter. Dangote brought it down to 1,300, 1,200. NNPC, Mele, and the independent marketer complained to Mr. President that Dangote is now jeopardizing their market. That is true. Now, in summary, Germany, with their own sophistication and the rest of them, they are closing down refinery because Dangote's refinery is the best, one of the best in the country, and also one of the largest, producing high quantums of a product. Could it be PMS, diesel, avgas, bitumen, or whatever? Now you say transportation of a crude to Dangote in naira value has been cancelled. You now, NNPC now still carries our crude to Norway, Singapore, and some of these refineries to produce simple PMS. Even the byproducts, nobody gives them to us. And then they ferry it back. That is supposed to be freight on board. And when they bring it, there's also demurrage before they discharge it into the front tanks. Now they are talking of landing cost. When we have a refinery here that we won't be talking of landing cost. You see, the presidency is hand and glory.
All right.
His hands and glory.
All right.
Okay. Has approval for this carry, whatever mail carry, NNPC is doing. The federal government has hands in it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think we totally get your point at this point in time. Let's hear another caller. Hello? Anybody home? Knock, knock.
By Oracle, how are you?
Fine and well. I'm good. By Kadesala.
So let me borrow the name. There's somebody that normally calls you my Oracle. I don't
Justice
like
of
it.
Peace.
Anytime he calls you my Oracle. You understand. My name is Mrs. Someza. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine and well.
Where?
Oops. What happened? Mrs. Omiza, call me back. All right. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Adela Victor from Gusalagi.
Talk to us, sir.
As a matter of fact, I am enjoying the political drama in River State. The political actors really play the roles assigned to them. And every day, they continue to entertain us. Now, just to know, is that the politics in River State now is very dirty. And as a matter of fact, the two sides, the two political gladiators, are trying to politically outsmart each other with their supporters. But the truth is this, and I want the politicians in River State and Nigerians to learn it, especially the political godsons. If you know you cannot bear the heat, don't go near the kitchen. You don't have money, you don't have political social ground, and you want to get to power. It's not possible. It's not easy to become a governor. It's not easy. In fact, see, both of them have been fighting. Have you heard from any of them the amount they spend on the gubernatorial election that produced a Fubara? And I know billions of them must have taken from River Treasury to sponsor that election. You see, one thing I want Nigerians to know, UK is a sharp political shooter. He doesn't miss. And I've never seen him losing any political battle. So, at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, he's being backed by the federal might, and at the end of the day, he will have his way. Because he has a target. In 2027, his target is too high. He has two political missions. Deliver River State for me with the presidential election and gubernatorial election. That is why he's giving a juicy political appointment at the federal level. He must deliver that state for the president in 2027.
All right. It's all about 2027 then, if we go by what you say. And let's look at some of the comments. I will start with Facebook. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. And Ogwe Chimeze Nwafo says, River state of emergency, may God look into it and declare same. Huh? It's okay. You can go to Facebook and read what he wrote himself. Obinike Paul says, all these innocent farmers being slaughtered on their farms by the killer headsmen, who would account for them? Why are we like this? Okay. And let's look at what we have on YouTube. Nature's Pharmacy, I read your comment, didn't I? Yes, I did. So there's nothing new there. Let's see what's up. Eid Mubarak. I send my condolences or condole with the government and people of Kano State and the entire North for the unfortunate incident in Edo State. No matter what, jungle justice is barbaric and should not be allowed to continue in our country. However, what are the guys hunting? Where they licensed carry their guns? Who licensed them? Please, police should conduct detailed investigation to truly unravel this mystery. Israel from Gwagwalada. Good day, beloved Kim and the people in the studio. Well done work. Nigerians are suffering. Instead of using 5 billion to better the lives of Nigerians, they're using it to bribe people to remove the sitting governors. All this given is pointing towards 27 election. Which way, Nigeria? Are we going forward, backward, or stationed in one place? A whip for the country, and yet they still want to borrow from the World Bank. God bless Nigeria Info and Nigerians. Ene from Cuba. Ene, good to read from you. All right, keep sending us messages. Hi, Kim. No need to carry any economic to break down. I don't need to bring any expert to come break it down. Yeah. The effect of the change or the deal. We're feeling it. It's on the food we eat daily, on the drugs we buy, on transport. I can go on, and I'm tying my belt now because I think more hardship would come. Sabi boy from Kuchibena sent that one in. Sabi boy, you know what's up? I hope not to. Meanwhile, when I was reading your comment and you were talking about on the food we buy and the drugs we buy, I remember that story I shared of that lady who said she was arrested in the UK when she went to a pharmacy, and on the telephone she was telling her husband who was sick that, oh, I've gotten the drugs for you, have the drugs. And the people just started giving her, that side eye, like, drugs, ma'am, drugs. And then they called the police and she got arrested. And when she got to the station, they were like, what drugs? Where are the drugs? And all of those things. Like, drugs? What drugs? Look at the drugs I have. They say, no, you have drugs. These are medications. And she's like, well, this is the drug I'm talking about. And they now found out that she kept using drugs, instead of calling them medication. So apparently, in that part of the country, medicine where they take for fever and sickness, call it medication. And drug is left for hard substance. But in Nigeria, I love us. We can use anything we like and everybody understands perfectly okay. But, since then, mentally in my head, I've just somehow just replaced drugs with medication because can't be having too much drama. But yeah, it's okay. I just thought to share that. I don't know why. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
I'm John Mukaba.
Go ahead, sir. Barakadi Salah to you, John.
From Bako.
Go ahead.
It is very, very unfortunate in this country. People are there enjoy themselves Lasso Rock, enjoy themselves as governors, and enjoy themselves as senators and House of Reps members. Members are living out their poverty. They don't want to find a lasting solution to the problem confronting Nigeria. Nigeria is watching them. So this incident is coming. And that's the time Nigeria will come out and fight against these evil men that are making this call for us.
Excuse me, sir. Oga, please let me interject a little. When you say 2027 is coming, Nigerians will come out and fight and show themselves. I'm a little curious. Are you talking about Nigerians coming out to vote in their numbers to send a statement? Is that what you're implying with this year? They will come out and show them and fight? Is that what you mean, sir? When you say Nigerians, 2027, Nigerians are going to show them, they're going to come out and they're going to fight, are you implying that Nigerians are going to come out in large number to vote the government out?
Yes.
These same Nigerian people?
Oh, yeah, what is happening in this country? You cannot put your arms and allow people to be making things visible for the common masses. Nobody is happy what is happening. What is happening in River State? Because they are looking for 2027. Elected governors have been removed because they want you to the game by 2027. What is watching them all? Whatever and plus, they didn't have the word of it.
All right.
Look at the killing in the state. The different elections on what's happening in the state. That concentration of what they're going to gain, not for the benefit of the masses. God is watching them.
All right. You just almost give me the idea of the song to play, Betty. That's her name, Betty Medler. God is watching you from a distance. Yeah, I would play that song.
They stink. Go here. Hello, sis. Let me quickly talk. It's almost time for prayers and news. Sis.
Yes,
Mrs. Sobers are calling you.
Go ahead.
Ramadan Karim to you.
I wish you
See, ma, so that I don't repeat what we have been saying. Almost 2 years now, the subsidy is gone. My own economy, the one that I'm running in this house, I feel the policy is not working. I don't just need to start repeating where the money is going, the refineries, the ones that are functioning. No need. They will come and tell us that if you go to your market, things are relatively okay. It is true and it's not true. Even though now they are selling palm oil 1,400, 1,500, where is the money to buy? Groundnut oil is still 2,000 plus. Pepper, sister, if God allow me to see evening, I will give you the breakdown of pepper. One pepper is 200 naira. This yellow pepper you see, so one. If you say they should give you 200 naira worth of pepper, they will tell you they don't have. Then you say to give me anyone, they will want a small one. The one of 500, how many pieces?
Wait, so which area are you buying one yellow pepper for 500? Because I went to the market.
You know the yellow pepper I'm talking of?
I know yellow pepper.
Hold on now. Let me explain to you. Yellow pepper, those big ones that when you use it to make egusi soup, you'll be getting the aroma.
Oh, the big ones. Okay, let's just go ahead. No.
If it's the one of I'm not talking of the one you used to make salad. That one they are selling it 700, 1,000 naira. Those ones is katashe now. That is they will come in with different colors. Yeah, I'm talking of the normal yellow pepper. Just I don't know the English name. Normal atarugu. But you see it yellow. When you use it to make a egusi soup,
fragrance and aroma, yeah.
They don't sell 200 naira worth. So if you manage that, maybe you have only 200, so they will give you one that is a bit big and one chukuli. So because you need the aroma, not because you want the soup to pepper, you just carry it like that. If you see 500 naira worth of pepper, so I don't know what they are telling us. The policy is not working. And if I ask you, because there's no time, madam, the oracle. If a president, I'm not now talking of Nigeria, if he introduced he made pronouncement and it's not working and the people are telling him it's not working, is it possible to go back? Then you start all over again, I rest my case. Then on the issue of Edo State, please watch what we say and what we do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Omeza. Let's look at more of your comments. I thought I saw a voice note sometime back. Did I miss it? Madam Kim, please, where these so-called hunters were killed, was it at the main road or the highway everyone passes, or did they branch off from the main road? Beke in Lube is asking further questions. I don't have that detail, all right? Chuk from Maitama says, on the unfortunate Uromi incident, please don't be deceived. Eyewitness account have it that those affected were neither hunters nor travelers. They were seen and they also terrorized Ubiaja town, emerging from the bushes with rifles and bags, accosted, fled and were chased down. They flagged down and mounted a trailer but got intercepted at the neighboring Uromi. The resistor being checked drew a dagger, stabbed one of the interceptors. They were found with several rifles, large ammunition, huge cash, believed to be proceeds of kidnapping. Then an alarm was raised which attracted the mob that overpowered them. This by no means condones jungle justice. Chooks, where are you getting this detail that you have is from eyewitness account? Can you share with me which eyewitness account gave this? I would love to, to know, because all kinds of versions of the stories have come out and filtered, through even social media at this point in time, and even with the media. So we're just keeping it that until the police does its proper investigation and establish all of the facts. Some of these things are just also more of the hearsays at this point in time. All right, let's hear this voice message.
Good afternoon, my beautiful sister. My name is Mr. John. I want to first of all wish all my Muslim brothers and sisters happy Eid Mubarak. The issue at hand now in Edo State, to my understanding, it did not start today. This killing issue, I strongly, personally condemn it. This jungle justice, wherever it's happening, whether in Edo, in Zamfara, in Lagos, in Maiduguri, any part of the country, I strongly condemn it. But What is wrong, and the truth must be said. Our leaders are shy away from it. This one that happened in Edo na in Uromi, but you see how the Northerners are calling for investigation. This one, what of other ones that have been happening, especially even in the north here? About some years ago, we wake up in the morning on New Year Day. We see how lives were murdered in Benue State, Makurdi. Nobody, but the only thing our president then said, our former president, he said we should learn how to live with our brothers. That was his statement. Nobody condemned it.
Well, there was condemnation by a lot of people. However, you say
the government need to, as a matter of urgency, need to address it, because we are sliding into a dangerous point where we are now.
All right,
because we should know, this is how Rwanda issue started.
All right,
because of everything, they have turned it into politics and ethnicity. Nobody is ready to say the truth and put the right.
We must not play politics with security.
Let's talk about the biggest conversations.
Made of trustworthy ideas.
Passionately connected
to everyone.
Let's talk.
Let's talk on Nigeria Info 95.1 Abuja.
Nigeria Info.
Hello, my name is Kimberly. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.